Greetings, and thank you for joining us again here at werewolves.com. I'm Bentley Bryant, and today I will be reading from another short tale from After Midnight, and this one is called Up and Away. Nicholas and Michaela Ruggiero were a happily married couple. Nicholas, an electrical engineer, was looking for that just right surprise getaway to celebrate their upcoming second-year anniversary. The day would be here in just 2 weeks, and Michaela, whom he felt was more beautiful than ever, deserved something special. Her job as a real estate agent was keeping her busy the past few months, leading into spring. They would talk about kids from time to time, but agreed to wait at least 2 years before starting a family. Married in Bora Bora, Nicholas originally planned for a surprise Hawaii trip for their second anniversary, but his workload wouldn't allow the time off. He figured it would have to be a weekend getaway. Although he wasn't exactly sure of what he would do to surprise her, he had one go-to idea. From childhood, his wife had been fascinated with hot air balloons. They met in a South Carolina high school, and shortly after their first date, Michaela began telling her stories of the first time she'd seen a hot air balloon. Remembering the vivid and exciting recollection of her experiences, Nicholas began to plan a hot air balloon excursion for their second anniversary. He knew that Michaela would be thrilled at that, so he would stop at no expense to make sure it was a special getaway. A week before their anniversary, Nicholas checked his reservations with Colorado Clouds, a hot air balloon company he'd found near Denver, Colorado. Everything seemed to be in order, and he was pumped. It was all he could do to keep it from his unsuspecting bride of nearly 2 years. All he told her was to clear her calendar for their second anniversary weekend. Knowing her husband, Michaela knew that he had something special planned for them. She didn't have a clue as to what he was up to specifically, but was fully confident that they would have a blast. A day before the Ruggieros were supposed to fly out to Colorado, Nicholas received a voice message stating that their Colorado Clouds reservation would have to be rescheduled due to overbooking. Nicholas was devastated. In a panic, he called the company as soon as he got the message. When the operator picked up, he remained cool but explained in great detail the purpose behind his selection of their balloon company and how much this second anniversary surprise would mean to his wife. The operator was understanding and switched him to another person that could help him with his dilemma. He couldn't believe this was happening so close to their anniversary. Colorado Clouds was a 5-star company with nothing but rave reviews on their website. After speaking several minutes to a representative from the company, Nicholas was set up with an affiliate company, Up&Away. Not exactly thrilled about the switch, Nicholas couldn't refuse when Colorado Clouds offered to refund all of his deposit and pay for their entire trip to Colorado. They also offered to pay for the Up&Away experience. How could he refuse? As far as Michaela knew, nothing had changed about their surprise getaway. Within the hour, Nicholas received an email from the Up&Away Balloon Company, who thanked the Ruggieros for choosing their company. Actually, we didn't, thought Nicholas, but figured how bad could this company be? He did find a small blog featuring Up&Away Balloon Company, but he could find no reviews, good or bad. Since there was virtually no time left to fully check this company out, he figured he'd have to trust the recommendation from Colorado Clouds. Not good at keeping things from Michaela, Nicholas had begun to slowly reveal his plans over the course of the week leading up to their flight out. Not to spoil things, but he felt that she may have been thinking Hawaii, since that's what they last spoke on a few months back. They arrived at the South Carolina airport in the early hours of Friday morning. Their balloon flight was scheduled on Saturday morning, the date of their second anniversary. So the plan was to fly out of South Carolina Friday morning, touch down in Colorado Friday afternoon, and prepare for their balloon flight on Saturday morning. He would tell Michaela about the flight on the way to Up&Away. He wouldn't tell her about all the confusion that happened leading up to their takeoff from South Carolina. Not now, at least. Maybe one day. But he knew that she really didn't care as long as they were together doing something. Anything. That's what he loved about her. Just being in her presence made him feel like he could do anything. Like he was Clark and she was Lois. They'd actually dressed up as the power couple this past Halloween, winning a couple of contests. Her with her reporter gear and high heels. Him with the glasses, the hair, the suit with the tie and shirt undone. Just enough so you could see the red, yellow, and blue beneath. What a night. Their plane touched down in Colorado about 30 minutes ahead of schedule. From the airport, the Ruggierios caught a shuttle to their hotel. Once they were all checked in and in their room, Michaela took time to freshen up. As she slipped into the restroom, Nicholas slipped down to the front desk to inquire about Up&Away Balloon Company. The desk attendant, not familiar with Up&Away, did know of Colorado Clouds. He went on and on about how great Colorado Clouds was. Bringing him back to his original question, Nicholas asked again, "So you're sure you've not heard of Up&Away?" "It's my understanding that it's not far from here." The desk attendant stared at him blankly for a few moments, like he wanted to say something, but only said, "No, I can't say that I have." This concerned Nicholas. As he walked back into their suite, he realized that Michaela was still in the restroom freshening up. He decided to MapQuest the location and found that it was only 45 minutes away. How could the desk attendant of such an upscale establishment not know of this company? What had he said? "No, I can't say that I have." Maybe Nicholas was becoming a bit paranoid. Just a bit. Reading into stuff that really wasn't there. Or was it? He couldn't help but feel that something wasn't right, but for the sake of Michaela, their anniversary, and the whole trip, he ignored that gut feeling he was having. Michaela finally stepped out of the restroom and Nicholas put his phone on the nightstand. She was more beautiful than ever, glowing. "Wow, is that a new fragrance?" Smiling, she said, "Why, yes, sir. Just for you." "Yeah," responded Nicholas. "We'd better get out of here before things get any hotter." They laughed, kissed, and headed out the door. They decided to have lunch there in the hotel at Benihana's. Neither had ever been to Benihana's and had the best time ever. Their chef, Chef Toshi, was absolutely amazing. He was a very talented chef and had a keen sense of wit. As he prepared the Ruggierios' meal, he congratulated them on their anniversary and created an "I love you" sign using chicken, rice, and shrimp while cooking them on the flat grill. The Ruggierios were blown away with the talent of Chef Toshi, and when Michaela asked him, "So how long have you been doing this?" Chef Toshi responded in his heavy Japanese accent, "Oh, since about 10 a.m. With that, Nicholas laughed out loud. Michaela laughed too, and it was the highlight of the trip so far. At the end of the meal preparation, the Ruggierios thanked Chef Toshi for a memorable experience, and he left them to enjoy their meal. After lunch, the Ruggierios took a stroll through the town where they stopped at several of the local shops. One of the more memorable shops, Rock Energy, was quite intriguing. Neither of the Ruggierios were into crystals, but they both could feel the vibe of the place as soon as they walked in. Greeted as soon as they walked in, Nicholas and Michaela began to look around at all of the different stones in the room. The prices ranged from $3 to several thousands of dollars, depending on the type of stone, the size, and strength that you purchased. As they looked, Michaela pointed out a woman who had picked up a crystal that resembled polished wood. It was a brown oblong crystal that looked like old school paneling used in homes back in the 70s. As she held it, she began to rub it around in her hands and seemed to be whispering something. She also seemed to be slightly trembling. Michaela looked over at her husband. "You know, witches frequent places like this." With that, Nicholas laughed, but quickly quieted down when he realized that Michaela was serious. "Are you for real?" asked Nicholas. Looking at the woman, there was something off about her. She looked a bit weathered, and her legs had blue veins running on the surface just below the skin. They ran along her arms too as she rubbed the crystal. The bluish purple vein seemed to spread. The store had a total of 10 people walking around at the time. The Ruggierios thought they were doing a pretty good job of being low-key about watching the lady since they were behind her and a couple of aisles over. When she suddenly turned and stared at them, they both froze. What the heck? Had she heard them? But she couldn't have. There were at least 6 people between them and the lady, all talking and admiring crystals as they walked throughout the store. Nicholas thought that maybe Michaela was onto something with her observation of this lady who was no longer staring at them, but it still left them feeling a bit strange. As the lady paid for her crystal, she glanced back over at the Ruggierios once more before leaving the store. "Do you think she had her broom parked outside?" Nicholas asked Michaela.